The public transport industry is key to future development as it is vital to alleviate road congestion in a rapidly growing metropolitan world. There is growing awareness of the daily cost of congestion to economies due to resources and time. Constant improvement is required to avoid society going into a state of regression. The process of scenario planning gives way to identifying potential environments, helping us to understand what the future may look like and allowing us to examine several options or risks in order to plan for the future. Two critical uncertainties are the future of technology in the public transport sector and funding. From this, 4 scenarios have been developed as the 4 quadrants of the resulting uncertainty matrix. Utopia, a future where there is high technology and high government funding. World capitalism, a future where there is high technology and privatized funding. World haze, a future where there is low technology and high government funding. Dystopia, a future where there is low technology and privatized funding. In Utopia, the public transport industry is significantly advanced and rapidly developing. Technological advancement has resulted in faster, cheaper, personalised and safer transport systems. The world is full of autonomous systems such as the SkyTram and Hyperloop. Digital connectivity and innovation. And low costs for commuters. In world capitalism, the public transport industry has been redefined as a result of a competitive and free marketplace. Overpopulation and congestion resulted in greater peak hours and the privatisation of the public transport industry to create revenue. Cars have become inefficient whilst public transport dominate the roads. Maglev trains and Hyperloop have been introduced and developed by privatised companies. The world is efficient and capitalised. In world haze, the public transport system has declined due to its inefficiency, however, it is still affordable. The low level of technology that has resulted in slow and delayed systems means that train and tram passengers spend a great amount of time travelling than those who travel by road. Air pollution and road congestion are growing concerns of society. The quality of the air is disintegrating, with haze filling the city skyline. Extensions to rail, tram and bus networks and other improvements to the quality of the public transport service have been required for decades. Because the government has failed to invest in efficient development, expenditure is increasing at the same rate that traffic levels are. Although the government funds road infrastructure, it is as if they are trying to catch up with society's needs instead of planning ahead. In outer urban areas, low technology and a lack of government planning have resulted in transport disadvantage. Residents face high travel times, and members such as the elderly and disabled experience major difficulties because of the lack of public transport available to them. In dystopia, the public transport industry is privatised, but technology is low. An inefficient system has stemmed from society being unwilling to pay inflated public transport fees, and this has had disastrous effects on the environment because of increased traffic levels. The absence of technological advancement means that this world has a transport system lacking the capability to cater for the larger population, which has been set to exceed 30.5 million by 2031. Inefficiently moving people and commodities and the difficulties that have stemmed from this will cause the economy to unravel and the nation to crumble. Poor funding and a lack of technology has weakened the connectivity of people, places and information that is fundamental to society. The quality of this connectivity is lost and the economy is fragile. The combination of both privatisation and a total lack of technological advancement has caused society to pay a premium for low quality, inefficient and poorly maintained means of transport, creating a dystopian world. The strategy for industries in Utopia would be to utilise the mega trends of digital immersion and porous boundaries to continue to contribute growth in the industry. Face scanner systems will link to registered user accounts instead of Opal cards. Train station grids would enable renewable energy to be recycled to ensure eco-friendliness. Alternative sources of government funding such as value capture strategies and hypotheticated taxation would be adopted to further promote increased levels of government funding and assistance. The strategy for industries in world capitalism would be to utilise the competitive and free market to invest in technology and continue to evolve the industry. Extensive analysis and modelling will need to be conducted to ensure future-proof dynamic technological advancements. Political motivations and societal adaptations to greener technology would be efficient in slowly introducing electric buses or passenger trains. The strategy for the World Haze public transport system would be to develop technology and geographical planning. If efficient funds are allocated to these strategies, they will prevent the public transport system from deteriorating even further. Advances in technology will create more efficient public transport options, which will reduce traffic congestion and its related issues. Through geographical planning, areas of future urban growth and current areas in need of public transport will be identified. The government will need to fund an extension of the developed public transport system in order to reach the individuals located in these areas. This will reduce public transport disadvantage and limit traffic congestion, as the communities will no longer be relying on their cars for daily travel. Together, these two elements form a strategy that needs to be put in place in order to reach an ideal world of a government-funded and technologically advanced public transport system. The strategy for industries in dystopia is for the government to intervene through the implementation of price ceilings or investment into road infrastructure, vehicle innovation, and environmental issues. This would cap fares incurred upon the consumer in order to encourage public transport usage and discourage people from turning to driving as an alternative, which would only see worsened pollution and overall societal inefficiency. However, if there was no government regulation whatsoever, the funds saved from privatising would need to be invested into roads, vehicle innovation, and environmental issues due to the upward pressure on demand. The protection of the environment is fundamental to society's survival, and if the government is unwilling or unable to devote funds to its safety and maintenance, the long-term impacts would be catastrophic. A world with unbreathable air is uninhabitable. Whilst the likelihood of each of the scenarios varies, the importance lies in the strategies necessary in order to handle them. Lessons can be learnt from these scenario plans in order to aim for a future of efficient and effective public transport systems and avoid the hypothetical problems that may arise. Public transport is a fundamental factor in running a well-connected society, and if the system was to fail, the implications have the potential to be far-reaching and destructive to the nation's overall well-being.